David Bruckner's Hellraiser is an excitably reverent retooling of Clive Barker's original horror classic and the author's novella, The Hellbound Heart. This new take is respectfully indebted to the 1987 movie's psychosexual confrontation of eroticism and violent punishments. Yet, Bruckner never attempts to retrace what Barker's already colored outside typical horror lines. Instead, Hellraiser 2022 thematically raises hell on his newly renovated terms. Odessa Azion stars as Riley McKendry, an early 20s addict trying to cleanse her habits with a 12-step program. Her brother Matt is her loving but overbearing housemate, who chases her out after another night when Riley stumbles home drunk after seeing her new boyfriend Trevor. That night wasn't just tainted by substance abuse, though. Riley and Trevor steal an ancient puzzle box that Riley unlocks after ingesting a few pills. In a drug haze, she's visited by the priest, played here by Jamie Clayton. She warns of the box's hunger for blood and what it demands, which begins another Hellraiser tale where humans are shown sights they cannot comprehend. Gory sights that flay, pierce, and strip away skin. Clayton is a harbinger vision as Bruckner's The Priest, aka Pinhead, introducing repulsively chic new Cenobite forms. There's nothing lost with Cenobites covering more ground, acting as hunt and stalk creatures throughout Berkshire's manor grounds. Bruckner's extra-dimensional beings accomplish looking revoltingly seductive while breathing new life into the franchise. The way Clayton nods to original Pinhead actor Doug Bradley is evident in stoic mannerisms, but Bruckner's The Priest separates itself thanks to Clayton's performance. She saunters with spectral grace and gazes through characters as she curiously questions their darkest desires. Her inquisition as the priest is appropriately unsettling. She nails the high-power allure of Cenobites, who grant box users the ultimate pleasures they seek, blurring the lines between fear and excitement to unspeakable depths. Meanwhile, Azion shines as the flawed addict trying to do better who still cannot deny momentary impulses. In proper Hellraiser fashion, the performances of Azion and Clayton are key. The priest says as long as Riley possesses the box, fates are in her hands. Riley asks for repentance, howls in agony, and transitions between countless emotions that Azion executes with emphasis that pours out of the screen. Elsewhere, Hellraiser 2022 transforms the sex dungeon aesthetic of Frank Cotton's attic into something vastly more marbled and elaborate. The box has 6 shape-shifting configurations, granting the props department freedom to redesign each geometric evolution. Bruckner digs into the godless worship of those corrupted by the box's possibilities despite its proven harm, which sometimes does too much within its a bit too bloated duration. Yet it still exemplifies how reboots can thoughtfully recontextualize and rebirth iconic franchises. Surprisingly, Bruckner doesn't meet the extreme practical gloopiness of 1987's Hellraiser tortures. The Cenobite's first claimed target doesn't even earn a euphoric end on screen. Instead, the filmmaker's psychologically driven dread plays into wonderfully trippy moments where Cenobites appear from randomly materialized tunnels or stress the regret that weighs on Riley, not the violence itself. Although gore still exists between exposed Cenobite wounds and ghastly mechanisms. It's just more dazzling than it is sickeningly sadomasochistic through slimy gore effects.
I think you pray for.
Hellraiser is a soulful revival of a soulless horror legend that never tries to oust Clive Barker's original. Jamie Clayton is the Pinhead a new generation deserves, awash in director David Bruckner's colder cinematography. It's cleverly calculated by saving gore for maximum impact and valuing the psychological edginess inherent in Cenobite storytelling, never getting lost in gooier intentions just for masochistic distractions. There are developments that feel slighter and less explored even at almost 2 hours long, but that doesn't stop Bruckner from delivering one of the best Hellraiser films since the original. For more movies you might be watching this October, check out our reviews of Hocus Pocus 2 and The Munsters. And for everything else, stick with IGN.